Answer on this one is D. Answer on this one is A. Answer on this one is D. Answer on this one is B. Pick a number from 1 to 20 and drop it off up here. The winning numbers today are 2, 4, 7, 12, 16. Time for the homework check. There are 2 homework checks today. There's one from Friday, and then there's one from yesterday. On Friday, it's 4 out of 7, 57%. Today's is still the same thing, or from yesterday, it's 4 out of 7, 57%. Objective for today is to simplify radical expressions. We're going to go back and review some stuff. Flashcards. When you think you know the answer, just say it out loud. 4 square root of 2. 8 square root of 3. 12 square root of 6. 40. 24 square root of 5. 16. 15. 20 square root of 7. 18. 24 square root of 3. Here's the first example. 4 over the square root of 2. We're going to go back and review some of this stuff since it's been since Friday. On this, anytime you have a square root on the bottom and it's just by itself or it's multiplied against something else, in this case it's multiplied by 1, you multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2. When you multiply by the square root of 2, you have 4 square root of 2 on the top, and then square root of 2 times itself is simply 2. From there, you can cancel 4 and 2. 4 over 2 is simply 2. So you would have 2 square root of 2 for the final answer. Example 2. 3 over the square root of 8. You have a choice. You multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 8 first, or you simplify it before you multiply. If you simplify it before you multiply, square root of 8 is 2 square root of 2. We've done that one enough that you should know it by heart now. And then after you've simplified, you must multiply the top and the bottom by that square root of 2. You do not have to include this 2 in the multiplication on top and bottom. On the top, you get 3 square root of 2, and on the bottom, the original 2 out on the left, and then square root of 2 times itself is simply 2. That simplifies down to 4 on the bottom. Nothing else can be simplified, so the answer is 3 square root of 2 over 2, or over 4. 3 square root of 2 over 4. Try this one and bring it up. On the practice problem, multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 10 to come up with 2 square root of 10 over 10. 2 over 10 reduces to 1 over 5. You do not need to write the 1. So square root of 10 over 5. Here's a bonus problem. On the bonus problem, it is square root of 12, which must be broken up as square root of 4, square root of 3, which is 2 square root of 3. Here's another bonus problem. Square root of 4 is 2, and once you do that, it's completely simplified. Here's another bonus problem. On this one, it multiplies to give you square root of 18, which breaks up as square root of 9, square root of 2, which is 3 square root of 2. Bring this one up. On this problem, you have to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 5 to get 3 square root of 5 over 5. Try this bonus problem if you're finished. This one is simply square root of 30. Here's another bonus. This one does indeed multiply to get square root of 60, but it breaks up as square root of 4 square root of 15, which is 2 square root of 15. Try this bonus. This one multiplies to be the square root of 16, which is simply 4. Answer on this one should be A. Answer on this one is C. Answer on this one is C. Answer on this one is B. Example 3. Square root of 2 over square root of 3. Multiply the top and the bottom by square root of 3 to get square root of 6 on top and 3 on the bottom. There's nothing more you can do to this one, so that is your final answer. Example 4. Square root of 8 over square root of 6. The square root of 8 can be simplified. If you do that first, you come up with 2 square root of 2 on top. And then multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 6 to come out with 2 square root of 12 over 6. You can reduce the 2 and the 6, and you can simplify the square root of 12. We'll simplify the square root of 12 first to get square root of 4 square root of 3, and then that would be a 2 for the square root of 4. The two 2's outside multiply together. So now we can simplify 4 over 6. 2 goes into both of them. Into 4 twice, into 6 3 times. So your final answer would be 2 square root of 3 over 3. Try this one, bring it up. On this problem, you can simplify the top first to get 2 square root of 3, and then multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 10, and come up with 2 square root of 30 over 10. Simplify the 2 and the 10, 2 into itself once, into 10 5 times, so the answer is square root of 30 over 5. On the bonus, it multiplies to get the square root of 48, which can be broken up as 16 and 3, which would be 4 square root of 3. Try this bonus. This multiplies to be the square root of 100, which is simply 10. Try this bonus and bring it up. This one multiplies to be the square root of 96. You could go that route, or it could be, this is 2, and these two together are 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Either way you go about it, it would be 4 square root of 6. Try this one, bring it up. For this problem, you can simplify both. On the top, it would be 3 square root of 2, and on the bottom, 2 square root of 3. Multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3 to come up with 3 square root of 6 over 2 times 3, which would simplify to 6. 3 over 6, 3 into itself once and the 6 twice, leaves me with square root of 6 over 2. This one multiplies to be the square root of 60. We've done this one before. It is 2 square root of 15. Try this bonus if you're finished with the practice. Well, this one comes out to be 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, which is 120. Try this one. On this problem, if you multiply this by itself, it's 2. This by itself is 10. Answer should be 20. On the practice problem, you can't simplify anything first, so you should multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 6. And talk loudly enough to drown out the hallway. Square root of 60 over 6. Now the square root of 60 can simplify to 4 and 15, so it's 2 square root of 15 over 6. And if you simplify the 2 over 6, it'll be square root of 15 over 3. Here's a bonus problem. You're going to multiply 6 by 3 to get 18, and when you multiply this by itself, you get 2. So it should be 36. Here's another bonus. On this, you have 5 times 5, which is 25, and then this times itself is 5. So it should be 125. Answer on this one is B. Answer on this one should be A. Answer on this one is D. Answer on this one should be B.